Hi. If you want to play games but you don't want to download it and keep it on your computer or laptop, or if you don't have room, you can use a thing called CoinOps. Now, I believe CoinOps is a retro arch build, or it's Batocera, but I really believe it's retro arch. Other people have talked about this, but have not gone into a lot of detail on this. Now, I'm going to show you what it is. Now, I'm going to go through my most expensive controllers to my least expensive. And I'm going to show you how to get the game to load and run using our PDP Xbox controller, our Steel Series, and this little Data Frog Super Nintendo clone ripoff. Now, each one of these controllers will work with the games, but getting the games to start and load and run properly is another story. That's where the hard part comes in. Now, I have it on here on a SanDisk, 32 gigabyte. I also have it on this old 40 gigabyte hard drive, IDE drive. Now, if you have room and you want to install one of these, fine. But if you don't have room, you can get someone to download it for you and put it on a flash drive or an external hard drive to play this stuff. Now, I'm going to plug in the PDP controller first. That cord's so long. Now, as long as Windows will pick up your controller, you should be able to use it. Like I said, the problem with a lot of cheaper controllers, don't fall. It's trying to fall here. Is getting the games to load or run properly. Even one of these. Alright. Now, they do have a version of this for Linux. Now, I'm using the Windows version right now. Now, I want you to see something. On their website, I will post a link to their website. And I'm going to show you which one it is. And the reason I'm using this one is the file size. I'm using torrents. Now, they have CoinOps Collections Arcade. That one you do not want. Trust me. I'm going to open each one of these in a torrent program so you can see the sizes. That's 63 gigabytes, all in zip files. Think about that. How much room you would have to have on a hard drive or extra drive. So let's cancel that one. Now, I'm going to tell you the exact one to look for if you want a smaller setup. And even then, it's still pretty big. You need a decent size flash drive. I'm using a 32 gigabyte. This is a 64 gigabyte. I have it blank. I'm going to show you how to install it. Once again, it is on a 40 gigabyte hard drive out here. This is an old IDE drive that's, well, been seen better days. CoinOps Collections. No, you do not want this either. 162.87 gigabytes. Now, the only way you need to download something like this is if you're going to put it on an external drive that has at least 200 something gigs on it. I would not trust anything under that. A 500 gig drive, fine. The one you want, if you're going to try to play this, excuse me, my hands aren't real stable, is CoinOps Collections Legends. Now, this will have Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, things like that on it. Now, this is only 11.73 gigabytes. Now, this can take anywhere from an hour and a half to 3 hours just to download. Now, that's not counting installing it onto your flash drive or wherever you're going to install it. Now, I'm not going to download this. I already have it. Now, I'm going to leave this here. I did create Right here you can see I do have it. I did create a zip file, actually a RAR file. I may create a zip file as well with the link to the page and the torrent itself to this specific one that I'm going to show you. And you can see all the RAR files. There's 18 RAR files in there. I'm also going to show you how to install it. Okay, I can get rid of that. Now, I do still have my antivirus going. It is still online. It does not have to be online. But I'm going to walk you through this and show you how to use any of these controllers, especially these cheap $7, $8 controllers. I'm going to show you shortcut keys on your computer or your laptop to get these things to actually run, which I don't remember seeing. I remember seeing people talk about this, but I don't remember seeing them absolutely talk about how to get the coins and to get it to run. Alright, let's put this one in. You know what? Let me show you this one. I don't know if you heard that. That is a very old drive. It's an old IDE drive. And it is a complete piece of junk. And I have to apologize. My USB plugs, my ports are extremely loose, so it doesn't pick up very well. Let's open the folder. Right here is what you want to see. Now, before you do anything, go to fixes when not working. Click on all-in-one runtimes. Double click install all BAT. That will install the Visual CC Redistributables 2005 through 2022 on your computer to get this to run correctly. Also go to the DirectX. Now, I'm not sure if you have to be online for this or if these files are hidden. If possible, be online to update this in case this is an online installer. It doesn't look, I actually think it is an online installer, but just in case, be online to get this to work. If you install the all-in-one runtimes, you will not have to install either one of these. Alright, let's get to going. Like I said, any controller your computer will pick up should work. Now, this is the Windows version of the game or games. They do have one for Linux. I believe this is either Batacera or RetroArch. I believe it's RetroArch based. Now, when I start this, I always start where it says Collection Legends with Manufacturers, and I start that for a reason. I never start with Collection Legends. I always start with Manufacturers. Let me show you why. Now down here is loading. It always shows this. Now my laptop is a Dell Latitude E6500, 4 gigabytes of RAM. Now my laptop does have the NVIDIA graphics chip installed for NVIDIA graphics. I'm not sure what this would do with onboard graphics. You're more than welcome to give it a go. Okay. I'm going to use the D-pad and go over some things. As you can see, it says arcade. And now I'm going to be pushing this to the right. Hopefully you can see it. Now, I don't want any of this mess. What this stuff is, a lot of these games are just mixed together. You see that? Now, what you do is you push down on your D-pad. Another mutt. Great. Well, come on in, dog. Whatever. Now, if you go to arcade and push over, I want you to see what it does when you get to the end of arcade. Now you have a list for Atari Classics that are on here. Capcom, Cave, Data East, Irene, Naomi, Midway, Namco, Neo Geo, Nintendo, Sega, SNK, Taito, Williams, and Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. Who do you belong to? Well, it looks like now we're feeding more dogs. Ah. Well, what can you do? Alright, I'm going to go back and go to, I think, Namco to enter this. On some controllers, you will hit the top button. On a controller like this, you will hit the bottom button. Okay, now here we are. Now I'm going to go to Dig Dug. Now I'm not going to play Dig Dug. I will start Dig Dug and move back and forth because I'm doing this with one hand. To add coins. And see, you have to hit your start button on this type of controller. Oh, no, excuse me. You have to hit your A button again and it will load. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep all this, you know, every single one of these controllers is different, so I'm trying to keep everything straight. There we go, it's loading. Now, in a lot of these games it says enter coins. That's where you're going to run into an issue when using certain controllers. Down here it says credit. Now let me see if I can remember how I did this. And I cannot remember how I did this. I think it was A? No. I apologize. I've gone over these things so many times that it's hard for me to remember. Okay, if it doesn't want to enter coins or you can't figure it out, like I'm having trouble doing right now, and I just had this. Okay, there's an easy way to enter coins. Go to number 5 on your keypad and hit however many credits you want. And if you want, you can start it with your keypad. Then you come back and hit like start. And there we go. Or if it doesn't start this way, you hit number 1. Now I am trying to do this with one hand. Oh, I'm crap, I am so dead. Come on, you. Okay. That's enough of this one. I'm going to exit that. If you want to exit the game, you hit ESC. Let's go somewhere else. I don't know what I want to start. Alright, let's try. Now, like I said, I am not going to play this. I'm showing you how to start it. Once you get on your game listed, you hit on this type of controller, A. Now remember, this is playing off that old hard drive. This is really meant to go on an SSD card, things like that. Now, instead of messing with the controller configuration, I'm going to just enter coins up here on my keyboard. It is the simplest and easiest way to do. If it says enter coins, number 5, and then start or run the game, number 1, it's the simplest thing to do. See, insert coin, Warrior 1, select hero. Well, I am trying to figure all this out because every one of these is different. Each one has, there we go. You can use your keyboard here. You can use right here on your pad. I have one coin. Let's see if I can figure out how to enter coins on this game. Like I said, each one is different, and it takes... Alright, I hit B on this controller. Alright, there I am. You have to really mess with it. How do I throw stuff? Okay. So A is the action. So for me to start this game on this, I had to hit the B button. Now let's get out of here. Let's go to something you would probably be more interested in. ESC. I shouldn't have done that. I should have actually pushed back instead of ESC. I apologize. It's really hard to try to remember all this mess. Alright, we know this works. So let's close this. Now, I'm going to put the flash drive in. It says let it rest for like 3 minutes after shutdown, blah, 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 all this other stuff. But you know what? I don't care. Now, we know this controller works. We know that hard drive works. Now we're going to go for this Steel series. A lot of people have controllers like this for PlayStation emulators, things like that. Like I said, make sure Windows picks it up. Open. I always go start with manufacturers. They say give a couple minutes to shut down after closing everything. You know, that's my dumb butt. But, hey. Because I want to try to make this a shorter video. And unfortunately, I'm already at 17 minutes. We don't need a dog. Damn. There was a big yellow dog here earlier. And I fed it bread. And I... Damn. Alright. Once again, I'm going to push down on the D-pad. I want this list to come up. Let's go for Super Nintendo. On this controller, I have to push the top button. Now, I have to apologize. This controller screwed up. My girlfriend has a habit of mashing the hell out of buttons. I don't know if you can see this one's like pushed over and this one is. They stick. Sometimes it will absolutely start the game. The first game on the list. If that happens to you, it is a stuck button. Now, how do you deal with this once this happens? It's pretty simple. You have to wait for this game to load. That's what you do. Then you hit ESC. And that will bring up this list. I don't even know what I'm trying to start. Okay. To get this to start on this type of controller, you have to hit the top button. If I remember right. There we go. Yes, the top button. Now, the controls are going to be different. Get out. Do not bark at midnight. Who do you fucking belong to? Damn. It's bad enough. We got cats coming in here feeding them. I'm going to go to practice. Now I'm going to hit the top button and see. I believe that works. Yes, it does. Top button again. Like I say, each one of these controllers, the controls are different. As you will see on that a lot is keyboard to get that one to work. But you can't get it to work. And here goes midnight. He's like, I don't care about the damn dog. Yeah, I don't care. Wait, I should have known rival. Now, I'm not going to be able to control this and hit the button at the same time. Once again, I hit the top button. And I can't steer because I am holding the button down and the button sticking. Oh, I'm so gonna die. I'm trying to do this with like literally one thumb because I'm holding the camera. Alright. Let's get out of here. To get out of this screen, you push back. Now remember, if you see this screen only, excuse me, this screen. Yes. If you see this screen only, where all you see is Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, hit the down pad, and then that will unlock your Williams Classics, Taos, SNK, Sega, Nintendo, things like that. To exit this, it's EXC, and you see it's exited. Right here, then once it exits the games, you close it. Now, I started Legends with manufacturers. If you start with Collections Legends only, it will not show Midway, Atari, things like that. It will only show Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, I believe. Now, like I said, before you start or install these or try to run them, open the Fixes When Not Working file. Make sure you double click Install All BAT. That will install your DirectX runtimes or your redistributable runtimes or whatever. And then install DirectX before you try to run this. And like I said, I believe this is a RetroArch build because here are the cores. They do have much larger versions. You don't want that. Alright, let's get to the cheapest controller I own, which is this. You can buy these for, I don't know, probably $7 or if not cheaper. They are very cheap controllers. Let's plug this in. In fact, I still have the box over here of this. It is one of these really super cheap. Now, I believe this is a lie. When you plug and play, when you plug it in, it looks for a driver on Windows. I do have Windows 7. Make sure that's plugged in. Now let's go back here. Like I said, you're supposed to wait for 3 minutes before you do this. Because the way this is made, you have to use the keyboard. Now see that arcade shoot 'em up? Now I'm going to push down. Now you can see everything unlocked here for playing. Now, unfortunately, they do not have some of my favorite games. I'm sure there's a way you can add games, but honestly, I just don't care right now. This is just showing you you can do this with some cheap controllers. Let's go back to, I think, Dig Dug. Okay, on this one, it is the top button. I did put a little mark here. The top blue button. Now, I want to go down to Dig Dug. Now, top blue button again. Every controller is different. Now, I want you to see if I hit every single button on here, it's not going to do a damn thing. It may back out of the game, and that's not what you want. Remember, this is the Windows version of this. When it says insert coins or credits, watch this, number 5. Now, there is no way to start this off this controller. You go over here to number 1. Okay, now we're ready, and you can play your games. Everything on here is maybe the same. I'm not sure. I haven't checked everything. And once again, this is, I'm going to so die. Get away from me, you prick. Ah, I died. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, this is a cheap controller. It's like $7, $7.50, $8, something like that. You can definitely buy these for under $10. Exit that. ESC. Here's your list. I do not want to start anything or play anything else because I'm going to have some more stuff to go through. So let's exit this out. And you'll be back here. Close this. Now I'm going to pull out my controller. I don't need it hooked up. Like I said, these are super cheap. And for something like this, it's a decent controller for like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, even Sega Genesis and stuff like that. Anything that they have on here, you can play with this controller. You just have to remember your key codes when you have to enter coins or credits is 5 and start will be 1. I have not checked all the emulators on there, but that seems to be the basics on most of them. You may have to play around, but it will definitely be in your number pad here to enter like coins on any of those. Let's get rid of this. So I already have it on these two things here. Now before I go show you how to install this, I'm going to go to their website. I don't recall if I did. If I didn't, here we go. Now I was still online. Like I said, my antivirus is still running. I do have it bookmarked. And to find this very specific one, it is a royal pain in the ass. And it's 11 point something gigabytes, and this is the smallest one I found on their site that will work with PC. Now I did copy and paste it because you cannot see everything up here. You really can't. This is Arcade Punks. Now once you get to this page, I will leave a link hopefully in the description. Hopefully YouTube doesn't kill me or remove that link. They have stuff going up clear to 2 terabytes on this site. This is what they use to make gaming, home gaming consoles, you know, the arcade machines. This is what they use. Here are the collections on this one page. You do not want the CoinOps collection. I showed you with the torrent, it is too big. You do not want the CoinOps Collections Arcade. It is too big. You want the CoinOps Collections Legends. This is 11 gigabytes. 11 point something gigs. That's what I just showed you. Alright, I'm going to go here real quick. I'm going to try to get the link in to show you. Right here. I did copy and paste it so you can see how long this link is. Alright, let's start here. See how long that is? That's what you have to type into your address bar to find this shit. So, what I'm going to do, I already have this, and here's the torrent file right here. I suggest you use torrents unless you want to pay for like RapidShare or something. Whatever the hell they had on there to download. I suggest you use a torrent downloader. I already have it zipped here with the direct link that I just showed you right here. This notepad file and the torrent itself will be in that zip file. Well, actually it's a RAR file. You will need WinRAR. You will have to extract this using a RAR, unRAR file thing. WinRAR seems to be the best for this. When you install WinRAR, there's one thing you have to do. You have to integrate it. And I'm going to show you what you need to find or install. It's pretty simple. When you install WinRAR, you install these. Give it just a second. Extract files, extract here. What you want to do is plug in your USB flash drive or your hard drive and extract files. Now that should be a removable disk E, that is the flash drive. Now this is a 57.2 or 60 gig flash drive. It says E. Extract files. You only need to hit the top one. Removable E. Okay. Now this is going to extract every single one of these in a row. This is going to take a good while. See, I was saying 33 minutes. That may or may not go up. Now it's 35. It jumps back to 34. This is going to take a good while. Don't be surprised if it could take up to an hour. It could take longer. Depends on your computer or your laptop. How good your flash drive is. I prefer SanDisk drives. I don't know if you can see that where it says SanDisk. I can't really tell because this camera is just not showing up very well. Now it's at 37 minutes. 36. Now it's still extracting part 1. Now I just want you to see it going to part 2. And you will see this will extract in order. You start at the top one, part number 1, and you extract 2, and you send it to your flash drive. If you want it on your hard drive, you just hit extract here, and it will extract it and put everything in a folder right here on the bottom, or actually I think at the top. It'll put it right at the top, and then you can delete all this other stuff. Once again, this is CoinOps for PC. And usually I have found on each one of these controllers, if it doesn't start, if you cannot enter the coins or credits using something up here, you can use your keyboard. Mostly I have found it is number 5. And to start the game, it is number 1. Some controllers you can just hit start like that one. I believe you can just hit start and it'll start. Or you can just use the keyboard, hit number 1, it should start. I apologize, this is another long video. But these are actually meant to take with you to play games on other computers without having to install them. Now some things you may install: the Visual CC redistributable and DirectX, to make sure it has DirectX 9 or updated DirectX. But as long as it has those on that computer, it should run and install. Not install, excuse me, it should run. You can use the cheapest controllers you can find. If you have kids, if you don't want to spend 70 bucks on a controller, or even I don't remember how much. I think that was 15 or 16, something like that, for that Steel series. Maybe it was more. I can't remember. We've had that so long, and my girlfriend mashed the hell out of the buttons. That she bought from GameStop. It took me forever to get that thing to pick up. You need the PDP Xbox controller Crimson Red driver to install this one on any computer. And then this picks up, and if you're online, I've noticed it does install. It says looking for drivers. It's just a generic gamepad, so I don't know if it found one online or if I actually had it on the computer on Windows 7. But a cheap little controller, a flash drive, anything for this, I would use a 32 gigabyte or larger. That's a 64. This is 32-bit. Use SanDisk or now I can't remember what my drives are. I really have a headache today. It has been one of those days. Damn it. Really? What did I do with my flash drives? There it is, I think. Yeah, PNY. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. SanDisk or PNY. I prefer SanDisk. They seem to hold up better. They seem to have actually more room on the drives compared to the PNYs. And you can see it's extracting part 2. That will go through, and it's up to 41 minutes. Like I said, give it plenty of time to extract. Even if you're extracting it here on your hard drive and playing this from your hard drive, give it time. Your controller must be picked up by Windows. Now, they do have a Linux version, but unfortunately, even through the torrents, trying to download the Linux version is like 29 days. I kid you not. Downloading this can be anywhere from 3 to 6 hours just for this one. Depending on your connection, it can be shorter or it can be longer. It also depends on like seeds and peers and something like that. So it's a good long download. You can do other things with your computer if you have a good connection. I have 4 gigs of RAM. I can go to YouTube. I can watch a movie or whatever I want to do while it's downloading. And so can you. Once again, this is on a Dell Latitude E6500. If you have anything newer or stronger than this, you shouldn't have an issue. You can download larger CoinOps sets from the page if you have the room. Okay, I've demonstrated all this. I got to put that back on the box. It's pretty much the only controller my girlfriend hasn't destroyed the buttons on. But these are like less than $10. Then you can find a 32 gigabyte or a 64 gigabyte flash drive or SD card, or you can extract it straight to your hard drive on your computer. Just make sure you have the room. And if you're running out of room after it gets done, delete all the RAR files, empty your recycle bin, and that'll give you some extra room. Then you can play it straight from your basically hard drive. You can also install it on an extra hard drive. External. Alright, I'm fixing to go, and before you ask, no, this will not play on my portable DVD player. That's somebody's probably thinking, will this work on there? Absolutely not. It will not. Those take a very specific type of controller, and this isn't it. But if you have little piddly games, Sega games, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, not Nintendo 64, but anything, I would say Super Nintendo or below, you should be able to use this controller on that. And it's a cheap controller. Alright, I'm fixing to go. See, it's already a part 4. And it's still got almost 40 minutes to go. Okay, I'm fixing to go. I apologize. 40 minutes long. Again, another long video. Once again, if you download this and you cannot get it, figure out how to like enter coins and your joystick, controller, whatever, you can't find a button that will do that, go over here to number 5. Hit that down, and that will give you your coins or credits. And then to start it, hit number 1. Alright, that's it. I'm fixing to go. I hope this helps somebody out. In fact, I hope everybody can see everything. If not, I do apologize. Like I said, I will upload the torrent file with the link on my For Sure account. And I will try to put the link in the description of this video if YouTube allows it. But like I said, you have to be careful what you download. If you are trying to do it on a small thing like a 64 gigabyte flash drive, 32 gigabyte flash drive, I would go no smaller than a 32 gigabyte, either flash drive, hard drive, or an SD card, or extract it straight to your hard drive. Okay, that's it. I'm fixing to go. I have to cancel this because I already have it on like 2 or 3 different things. I actually do have it, a larger version, on a 120 gigabyte hard drive that mounts through a docking station. And I just did not want to keep that on my computer, my laptop. I have no room really left for anything. So I'm going to have to start deleting stuff myself. And I really need a damn tripod to hold my camera. Alright, that's it. I'm fixing to go. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it helped somebody out. Once again, if you want to download it, great, fine. Any of these controllers work, including this El Cheapo. If you don't want to configure anything, all this is already configured for you. You just have to pick the game you want. You have to start it, add credits, coins, whatever. And then you start the game and you play it. That's it. I'm fixing to go. Bye.